All right, I'm just going to get started so that we have time to do stuff. So welcome to a class that I don't know what to call it. Someone said I should call it Walk the Talk, like TikTok, and some people should say Getting Real or whatever. I don't know. If you have a better name for this workshop by the end of it, please tell me, because I just don't know what to call it. But my name is Nicole. I have had a marketing company for 16 years, and before that I worked at a newspaper. And I've been making videos since my dad gave me his old video camera on my shoulder when I was like 11 or 12 and I was directing things. But I've always just liked making like little videos. And so I never went into video stuff because I was like, I don't want to just do production. I like to do a little bit of everything. So kind of this social media stuff allows me to do that. And then we have obviously Anchor Space Potsdam here, which is a shared space. By the way, if you guys have to go to the bathroom during the thing, feel free, get up, get water, whatever. If you go out here and turn immediately left like you're going into the kitchenette, there's a bathroom right around that corner. So just help yourselves there. So I wanted to make a very brief case about why we're doing video marketing, which is that people retain more of a message from a video than they do from other forms of media because they are seeing it, they are hearing it. Sometimes they're reading the captions too. So it's like this multi-sensory thing. Video ads are, I think they did this study where like the number one way that people discovered new brands or new businesses they didn't know about because they happened upon a video. And a video is more likely to be shown on social media to a stranger than other kinds of content. And we've seen that when we do more video, we get more sales. Like 78% of marketers have actually seen that in a study, and that people who watch video are more likely to make purchases. They're more likely to engage with their content. And then kind of the thing, and this is just a sample, is that there's lots of videos being watched every day, but there's a very small amount of businesses who are making the video. So you have people who want to watch video, people don't want to make them. If you're willing to make them, that's nice. Why vertically filmed short videos, which is what we're concentrating on today. Oh yeah, no, exactly. It's just a handout. Okay. Yeah, for this exact reason. So you can follow along, you can add notes if you want. And I can give these slides after too, but pretty much everything is in here. But why are we talking about these vertically filmed short videos? And it's just that they are publishable everywhere.
You mean this way? As
yeah.
That way? This way?
Yeah. Because for 10 years ago, everyone was like, turn your camera to the side. Yeah, and now we're like, turn your camera up, because it's always changing. But basically they're publishable everywhere. Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, Google Business, and soon LinkedIn. That's what I didn't put there. They're beta testing vertical videos in feed on LinkedIn as of last week. So now they're everywhere. I would say everywhere but LinkedIn before, but now they're on LinkedIn too, or they're probably going to be. The algorithms of social media, which is what decides what you see and don't see, prefer showing people video content. So if you make a video or if you post a picture, it's more likely to share your video content. So we're just giving these sites more of what they want by making videos. It's a small ask for somebody. Like, I'm not going to watch a 25-minute YouTube video about this guy who does trains, but I will watch a 60-second video about it. I don't know anything about that, but it's a small ask for me and it's kind of interesting. Videos allow for calls to action. Obviously, you can link to things in the captions of your videos. You can link to stuff if you have an Instagram bio. If you run ads, you can add a button to your videos where people can go and buy the thing online or whatever. You can make videos accessible, for example, by turning on captions. 90% of videos on Facebook are watched with the captions on, which is interesting.
Okay, captions just automatically on, or somebody puts them on when you're watching?
You can do both. You can either have them automated or you can put them on the physical video yourself, and we'll totally talk about that later on.
I watch usually has them on there. I wouldn't know enough to put them on anyway. So
Yeah. I think like it's automatically added in a lot of cases. And right now, YouTube with larger creators is experimenting with multilingual content. I think TikTok is too. So we record a video in English and it dubs your voice in other languages. And so people can watch your content in other languages. So that's coming, I think, in a real way. People see video as real and authentic in terms of types of marketing material. You can still doctor a video, but it's a little bit harder than you could get maybe a perfect photo, but it's really hard to do that consistently throughout a video. It's great for storytelling. You have your voice affectations. You can bring in props or additional videos. It's kind of, multi-sensory. And we can actually see outcomes when we do post videos. And we've seen them with our clients, and other people can see them too. And I've done this experiment on different platforms at different times. Video ads are cheaper than other kinds of ads. So if you are going to run ads on social media, come on in. No, it's okay. Come on in. If you are going to run ads on social media, you can run a video ad. So this is an example ad I ran 10 years ago, and I spent $7. This was the same content, but one was a video and one was a blog post. And I spent $7, same people, okay? So just the link reached 400 people and 18 people engaged with it. 8 people clicked on it, 1 person liked the page. We can kind of see. Same budget, $7, but instead of 400 people, 2,600 people saw it, and it was engaged with 1,500 times instead of 18.
And that's like putting it on the same place, the same platform?
Yep, I ran them on the same dates, on the same platform, to the same audience. The only thing that was, and it's the same subject matter, which is like, at the time it was Prisma and like how to do stuff with photos, and that was just a video about the same thing. So video ads are less expensive in addition to other kinds of content. If you guys want, there's some handouts right there if you want to grab some next to Jessica. And this is just everything we're going over. So I'm just making the case for like why we do videos, which is that they're great for a lot of reasons, including they're cheap for ads. And again, like I said, I'm happy to share the slides, but I called this the one slide about ads. Basically every social media site, if you go to ads.thesocialmediaplatform.com, you get to the ads portion of it. Ads.tiktok, you get the idea. And for video ads, there's different aspect ratios to the video ad depending on where it's placed. So typically what I do when I am running video ads for clients is I make one vertical video, like the cell phone held this way. I make one square video, and I make one sort of YouTube aspect ratio sideways rectangle. Yeah.
Did you say this was in the notes somewhere, or?
No, I didn't get super.
Yeah.
No, go. You can do whatever you want, and I have all these slides, and I'm happy to give them to you after too. But basically, I just make these 3 video things, and that way, if I'm going to place them everywhere, I know the video is going to work wherever it's placed.
You said though the rectangle kind isn't liked by algorithms though,
So I'll show you what I mean. But there's sometimes with ads, they put them. It's not always a mobile friendly place where they put the ad lots of places. So I guess what I'm saying is I just make the ad in different aspect ratios. I'll show you exactly how to do that if you want to do that. And then all of these platforms allow for what's called a remarketing pixel. And basically what that is that, when you go to a website and you look at a pair of boots and then you're on Instagram and then you see an ad for the pair of boots you were just looking at, that's called remarketing. So what you can do as a website owner is you can actually track people when they come to your website and then they're on a different platform. You can take out ads to them if they've already been to your website. So these people are typically less expensive to reach than brand new people. And different platforms keep this remarketing data, different periods of time. Facebook will keep it for 180 days. So if someone has been to your website in the last 180 days, you can target them. Google defaults to 30 days, but you can change it to 540 days. Is 540 days meaningful in any kind of way? Is it 2 years? Not quite. Is it a year and a half? No. I don't know. Google's weird. So anyway, it'll keep data for a certain period of time so you can target ads to your website visitors. You can also make audiences on these platforms based on let's say that you posted a video. So Joe, you posted like a 3-minute video a couple of weeks ago. Let's say you want to take out an ad to people who watched 50% or more of that video. You can do that. On if you post it to Facebook.
You can see how much of they watched?
Yeah. You can't see who it is, but it'll show 50% of your audience dropped off after the first 8 seconds. Like you can see really sad
I was
stats
on
like
that today.
Yeah.
It said that I had
Good.
over 2,100 views.
Yep.
But it could have been the first 2 minutes. And then
Well, you can definitely click on the video more and it'll show you at what point different people dropped off. But let's say, obviously, if you post a video and someone watches most of it, they're probably interested in what you're doing. So I just wanted to let you know that you can use videos not only to show a video ad to somebody, but you can use them for data to run ads as well. So just putting that in your thing. But basically, people like watching videos, but not many businesses like to make them, right? 5 billion YouTube videos are watched every day, but only 9% of US businesses are making YouTube videos. So we have these opportunities of supply and demand. We know that the social media sites want the videos. So they make them show up in our feed even if we don't follow these accounts, and they make them cheaper to advertise. So making videos, besides it being more work, is kind of a win-win for us as business owners. I'm not going to talk about this at all, but I just want to point out that there are people who make money off their content. I'm not talking about that today. We're all small business owners who sell something. And so what we want to do is drive traffic to our website, get sales, maybe get someone's contact information, maybe they fill out a form for our newsletter or something. And we want people over time to be like, oh, that's that person. Oh, that's that business. So that's what we're doing video marketing for. But there is a whole group of people that make money just on video content. And we can make longer videos than 60 seconds, right? But these little 60-second videos are great for little bits of information. They're more casual. And if you do have a longer video, you could cut it up into shorter video segments as well. So just know that's a possibility. So I call this section video without video. So I know it's maybe you don't want to be on a video. Maybe you're a little shy. Maybe you film some content, but you don't quite have enough content to get you through the month. There are sort of video-like things that you can have that are not video. So this is a Canva template, and I'm just going to play it. It's a fake text message conversation of someone having an online job interview, but their internet cut out. What are they going to do? And then someone says, I have an idea. You should go to Anchor Space Potsdam. They have fast internet and space. And great. I see I can book online and they have space. Thanks. And then the person says, oh, I got you. You'll love it. It's really nice over there. So this is a video. It is technically a video. It is an animated piece of content. And Canva has all of these templates that you can make. And essentially what this is, here's one part. And this text is animating in like it's, so if we see this typewriter, it's animating in like someone is typing, right? And then the next thing is like, oh, it shows that the little scene pops up, you know? But anyway, but this is just a template. All I did was sort of go in. I obviously changed the text, and did a little bit of formatting. But, each one of these little things is just its own little cell, and I exported it as a video. And as you see, it says, oh, each one of these is like playing for 5 seconds. So it's 21 seconds total or something. Okay, maybe it's not quite 5 because 5 does not go into 21. And then another, there's lots of options here in terms of this is an interesting, I'm just going to play this. So if you have long form content, you have blog posts, you have email newsletters, something like that, and you're like, gosh, I wish I could make a video out of that. Let me just make this bigger. So this is lumen5.com. I pre-recorded this video so that you wouldn't watch me stumble through, but I could pick a template and, I could pick the aspect ratio, the long, narrow one. And so what I'm saying is, okay, I want you to go I have a whole link on my website talking about how you can book a private office at Anchor Space. So it's going to the website right now and it's pulling in that text content and it's using AI to figure out, okay, it says private office. So it's going to try to so it's pulling this in, it's grabbing the images, it's getting what it is. And then I hit compose script. And what it's doing right now, the bots are thinking, it's looking for images that go with the words that I'm saying. Now, I'm not stuck with what it gives me by default. It just gives me something to start off with. So if I wanted to, and I can make the duration. So it's giving me talking points here. And because I didn't feel like having you watch me struggle, I just hit continue. But if I wanted to, I could have refined the points here. But what it's doing right here is it's pulling in some branding and it's pulling in some text. And what I can do individually to each one of these cells, so you saw on Canva, each one of them was like a different part of the video. If I wanted to, I can change any one of these. So I did speed this up a little bit when I exported it. So it's pulling in book a private office. It put some window shade or something behind here. But if I wanted to, I could pull in, if I wanted to add a different picture, I could put it behind here. I don't know why it's not playing. Okay, great. I was I feel like I sped this up by 2.5 or something. I can change the actual text. I can click on it and I can type stuff in. So I can get this exactly how I want it. I can change out designs, colors, things like that. And then when I'm done, I can hit publish. And I have basically a little informational video. And it does, there we go. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but you get the idea. It does add their little timestamp on it, so just be warned. It will try to sell you something. I just wanted to show some other things. And then, I don't know if I want to, but basically this is one of those AI tools. There's all these different people that don't exist, but they're people. You can type your script here, and this person will read your script. Now, We're going to see more AI options in the future, but I just wanted to prepare you for that. Now, you might say, okay, what's it like if I just make a bunch of videos that way? And this is an example account. And do you recognize, like, we just saw, right? So what they're doing is they are auto creating some content. And I'm not saying it's like getting necessarily like a gazillion views, but like some things are. So I think that if you did want to have some content like this, I think it could work. But it is better if you're like in the video and talking, I think. And this is my little quote for these short presentations. If you want me to give a 2-hour presentation, I'm ready today. If you want a 5-minute speech, it'll take me 2 weeks to prepare. It is hard to be brief, but we can get there. And so like we talked about in the beginning, all these social media websites, including LinkedIn, have video now. They all support hashtags, and sometimes you can associate other data with them, like a location. So for example, for the eclipse, I was here, I was outside. So I tagged Anchor Space and I saw we got some followers because they were seeing the video, the tag with the video. Sometimes you can link to related videos. So on TikTok, I think you can link to your related videos if you have a multi-part series or something like that. So there's sometimes these features that you can add. You will have basic analytics. You'll be able to see how many views it got, how far they viewed into it. Did it get likes? Did it get comments? Did it get shares? You'll be able to see that sort of thing. Pretty much all the platforms let you schedule the upload. I think TikTok's, Jessica, it's improved recently. Yeah. It's gotten a lot better in terms of options. And most of them do want vertical video. But I did want to mention this because if you heard it later, TikTok is now supposedly prioritizing horizontal videos. Now you might ask yourself, that's stupid, because the screen, there's a big black bar on the top and a big black bar on the bottom. But my hypothesis for longer videos that are vertical is that there's room for ads on the top and bottom. I think that's what they're starting to move us toward, because they want to show more ads. And if you have half of the space is a big black box, got a place to put an ad. So yeah, you have all of these places that you can post. Instagram Reels and Stories, take video. Facebook Reels and Stories, take video. YouTube has YouTube Shorts. Pinterest pins, it used to be called an idea pin, now it's just called a video pin. Reddit has short videos, TikTok, LinkedIn, Google Business, they all will take a short video and let you post it. Yeah, and this just started.
When you say
this
short video, is it just under 60 seconds?
Yeah, 3 to 6 seconds. Yeah, it has to be over 3 seconds, but less than 60.
Yeah.
And then, LinkedIn, this week in my marketing newsletter I subscribe to, or one of them, LinkedIn is testing short form video in feed. So that was the last holdout, and now it's not. Yeah, so these are my cardinal rules for video. I'm still working on them. I'm not quite 10 commandments yet, but you'll never be mad that you put too much space around somebody. If you videotape somebody and they're really close, you can't go back in time and back up. But you can, when you edit, zoom in. And in particular on these different social media platforms, you need room for the caption on the bottom and the buttons on the side. So give yourself a lot of room around your subject when you're taking video. You're never going to be mad. You can always zoom in later, but you can't go back and step back to give yourself more room. You'll never be mad that the video clip was too long to work with. There are times you'll take it and you'll be like, oh, I wish this was 5 seconds instead of 3. So take what you feel like is a little bit too long. You'll never be mad that you have multiple angles or takes of the same thing, because sometimes you think it worked and then you look at the second one and you're like, you know what, the second one is better. I'm glad I took that. And then this is something that we got as feedback recently. We did a workshop at our company. We had a photo video person come in and look at our stuff and be like, hey, like, how could we get better? And she's like, you all do this. But basically, if you step back and then zoom in on the subject, you're going to get a lot less background stuff going on behind. I don't know if that makes sense. But when she pointed that out, we were all like, oh, yeah. And basically, too, as you're getting stuff, you're going to sometimes feel generative. You're going to maybe want to record a bunch of videos in one day, and then you're going to be like, where's that? I know I recorded a video where I was doing this. So come up with how you're going to organize your photos and video in the future so that when you sit down to edit, you can find your stuff. So in the company, we've recently decided this. We have everything by client, and then we have the date that we filmed it, and then we have a folder of who filmed it. So that way, if there was like, hey, Jessica, like there's a part lopped up at the beginning of this. Oh yeah, I talked to her, and so we have a little bit of context as to who filmed it, but that helps us. Maybe there's something else that makes sense. Maybe instead you have it by subject matter. Maybe you have it by, oh, here's client tattoos, here's whatever. I'm trying to think of like different, anyway, you can do it by subject matter, however you want to do it, but just have an organization system, and whoever's helping you with video, communicate that to them so that you guys can all find stuff later on. So the main thing, and I generated this with AI in Canva, is that as a business owner, you're like, I want to sell things in my videos, right? But the problem is, like, nobody wants to sit down and say, yes, let me watch a bunch of ads. That's so fun. So people want to watch content that's fun and interesting. And you, as the person making the video, the editor, you are the proxy for the audience, and you're the proxy for the business. So you want to make sure you're getting business stuff done. You want it to be interesting. You're balancing. You're making some choices based on that. And obviously not everyone's going to be happy, but you're trying to balance both of those things. Like I said, most of this workshop is going to be us trying stuff out. So we're going to get here to the planning part. Step 1, we have 4 steps: planning, recording, editing, posting. So step 1, planning. The question is, how deeply do you want to plan? So let's talk about it. Now, most movies, like real movies, are storyboarded. And so they have thought through, I want an opening shot of the front of the business. And then I want someone to walk in and say this. And then I want the camera angle to switch and show the cashier saying this. So most movies are planned this way, and that's why they look really produced. And so when people do this, it looks really produced. I understand that as a small business owner, maybe you're like, yeah, my brain just doesn't work that way. I'm like, yeah, my brain doesn't work that way. But some people really like this, and that's okay. Another thing you can do is say, you know what, like, I want to think of an idea for a video, and maybe I want to think through, okay, what do I want in it? Okay, so I want to do a video about how you can come to Anchor Space, rent this room, and have all of your meetings in one day. You live in Syracuse, you live in Plattsburgh, you live in Watertown, and you have clients here. You could just rent this room, meet, efficient. Okay, so first of all, what do I want? What kind of elements do I want? You know what? I want a map showing that Potsdam is very central to all of these locations. Somehow, I don't know what that's gonna look like. I wanna show a video of the fact that there is parking in an entrance to welcome people. I'm thinking through, and then I wrote my little potential script. And maybe it's not there, but these are my general talking points that have helped me think through the parts that I want to work in. Again, it's a little less rigid than this, but it's still a little planny. Now, for most of our clients, we can't do this. So the most we can typically do is get them on the schedule and try to get them to agree to, okay, what videos or what subject matter are we taking? It's like, we have some ideas, and then sometimes they're like, hey, can we get B-roll of us unloading a coffee pallet? Sure. And then we can use that for other videos, but they wanted to use it for a commercial that they were doing. So we just made a list, and then there was a couple of them that were in the video. So as we filmed them, we just X'd, but we wrote down who was in it. And then I tried to also say, okay, do we need anything? But sometimes the reality is, you can just think of the idea and you're just going to record and it's going to be fine. So you can really plan at the level you want. I'm not here to, if you're not somebody who outlined the paper in high school, I'm not here to make you outline. It's fine. Some people are fine off the cuff. They're comfortable. Do you? Do you want to capture audio in the moment, or do you want to narrate after? I find sometimes what people will do, like for example, they're cooking, and then they're trying to talk to the camera. But then there's lots of steps, right? Where you're stirring, the bowl is making this scraping noise and you're trying to talk over it. Or there's this part where it has to sit and maybe you speed that up or whatever. But what a lot of people end up doing for process things or whatever is they record themselves doing it and then they narrate it after. So they cut together the video and you'll see me here struggling with the eggs as usual, but I finally got them in the bowl. So they're narrating after. So they're not necessarily worried about getting the audio in the moment. They're like, you know what, I can storytell after, because sometimes it's hard to do 2 things at the same time. So by the way, if you capture something and the audio is terrible, you can decide at that point that you want to record a little narration after. What messaging do you want to get across? And we'll have some other ideas coming up, because there's certain things you want to tell people about, favorite products, demonstrating something. Do you have an upcoming sale or event, or think about that? Who needs to be in these videos? Is it just you as the business owner, or are you getting some staff? Are you having some customers in there? Do we need some supporting stuff to make this work? And then, do we want to participate in any fun trends? So what I mean by trends is that there's these, just because the internet is built for this, right? There's let me just pull up one. I had this pulled up a second ago, but my audio is being weird. So there's memes and stuff on the internet. There's also video trends. And I just saved this one this morning, I think, or yesterday. So this is...
Princess, look out the window. And welcome to Genovia.
Welcome to Genovia, Princess Diaries. So she's traveling for business in beautiful Bismarck, North Dakota. So she's using the little Princess Diaries sound of welcome to...
Princess, look out the window.
And maybe you have a fun, like, maybe outside your window, it's, oh, maybe you're having your coffee in the morning at your business and it's welcome to Genovia. And then you have like, you know, some beautiful like view of like, you know, it was really nice today or something. But there's all these little like cute little micro trends. And I do have a whole folder of them if you ever want them. And that is, there's a link in here. It's, I basically, every time I see something interesting, I save it and I dump it in this folder. So if you ever want to go, and there's only one example of each trend, but if you're like, I don't get this, you can look up, you know, there was this one going around for a while where people were walking and talking, and it's, I'm a psychologist. Of course, everyone thinks that I'm analyzing them at a dinner party. I'm a psychologist. Of course, I spend half my time doing paperwork versus actually talking to patients. And they're walking and talking. I'm a psychologist. Of course, I went to school for way too long to only make $50,000 a year, whatever. So they record this. I'm a blank, of course. I'm a marketer. Of course, everyone thinks an 18-year-old can do my job. I'm a marketer. Of course, I spend half of a video editing session finding the right music to go with it. So anyway, I just throw trends in there. If you see one trend and you're like, I don't know, there's other people who did it besides the one I saved. I just didn't want to save 45 of the same thing. And that's what the folder looks like. It's just, yeah, it could be like I said, so the visual of that welcome to Genovia is just this idea that like, you know, welcome to Genovia.
Their video and they put the audio to it?
Yeah, that was their, so they used the audio from the Princess Diaries and as like a joke of, look over your beautiful kingdom of Genovia, of your Bismarck, North Dakota for business. But I've got some other in here. This guy was like, go to the store, buy a bottle of hoisin sauce, and then realize, oh no, I already had a bottle of hoisin sauce. Go to the store. So you know how you have certain things in your house that you just keep buying the same thing of, and you just have, so a bunch of people did that same trend, but they used the sound hoisin sauce. Even though it wasn't hoisin sauce, it was like another hoisin sauce, another hoisin, like I have a bunch of microphones. So anyway, there's a bunch in that folder if you want to take part in video trends. And you just, sometimes just watching other people have fun can be inspiring, and then you can have fun too. So yeah, some just general ideas of content, and we don't have to watch all of these, and I'm happy, like I said, to send you the links. But maybe people want to see behind the scenes. So this is Jessica and I in Maine on a content day. Yeah, we'll watch a couple, sure, we're here.
Creator, this client is in Southwest Harbor, Maine, so we went for a hike.
Oh, come on.
Before we even started work because we were back. This is a super cute gift shop. So we got our lights set up, we took some photos. We are our own roadies, we are our own artistic directors. Then we had a lunch break because we're human and we need fuel. And then upon getting back, we realized, hey, the sun's probably gonna set. We should get some outside shots before that happens. Then we went in, finished inside, and uploaded our files at the office. We have fun at work, what can I say? Welcome to a day in the life of a content creator. This client is in Southwest Harbor.
So anyway, that was just like a little behind the scenes of like us like going to a client's place to do a photo shoot. I'll skip this one. But you can address objections. Every product, every service has some, let me turn off the captions here. How did I turn off the captions? I forget. It's auto captions around.
Throw it away when you walk into Bjorn Fitness because we are only here to support you. No one in this gym is going to look at you and think of you as anything other than the really perfect, awesome person that you are, and we're here to support your goals. Truthfully, if you walk into any gym, people are so concerned about what they're doing and what they look like that they are probably not looking at you at all. So please put that fear to rest and come in here so that you can work to be your best self every day. Here at Bjorn Fitness, we have a code of conduct that all of our members sign when they join the gym, and it expressly identifies that you are here to encourage our other Vikings during the workout and to make sure that you're acting in a way that is supportive of the group.
Just a lot of people don't like going to the gym because they're like worried that other people are judging them. We just, rather than pretending that objection doesn't exist, we just bring it up and we say what it is and why it isn't. We can talk to customers. We just sat, one of our clients is a lobster pound, and we just sat there for a day and just talked to people. This guy drove on a motorcycle from California, so that was intense. And people were just really fun. If you do have other people in video who aren't you, get a video or photo release and you'll have them on file. There's tons of like free templates out there you can just customize for your own self. In particular, if there's minors involved, be really careful about that. You could talk about stuff going on in your industry. Like you're the expert, and it's interesting for those of us who don't know anything about it. Oh, like me telling you guys that vertical videos are coming to LinkedIn. I thought they were going to be the holdout, but apparently not. Making that kind of content positions you as an expert. And then talking about community news. We started doing this little series. We did one with Nadine, like welcome, howdy neighbor, our business neighbors here in the mall. So we go over and just made these little, let's watch Nadine's video and then you guys can learn more about Nadine.
A series entitled Meet Our Business Neighbors today.
Well, the hall looks different now.
I know.
Wildflower body piercing.
I have been piercing for 2 years, and I have been in the body modification industry for about 10. Almost everybody has some sort of body modification in one way or another, especially piercings. They're really accessible to everyone of most ages, demographics, backgrounds, and I just think the area is a place where that kind of service is needed. I only pierce with implant grade titanium, which is a completely inert metal. You can wear any of the jewelry that I sell forever. That's something that people don't necessarily think about when they're purchasing body jewelry. These things are going inside your body. It's important to really have good high quality jewelry. I love helping people change out their jewelry. Even if they want to change out all their piercings, we can totally do a whole reset on every piercing they have.
Learn more on wildflowerbodypiercing.com or stop into their location right here at Market Square Mall. Follow us if you want to meet more of our business neighbors.
And see what that did was like first introduce our audience to Nadine. And then we got, if Nadine chose to reshare or whatever, we got in front of her audience too. So it was like a really win-win kind of thing. And I think oftentimes as business owners, we feel like we're really isolated, you know? So, and we'll skip, you know, showing and telling her products. This is Joan. She's 80 years old and she does not care. And yeah, and then there was a girl dinner trend going around and one of our clients is a catering company.
That's my ideal meal. This is my dinner.
I call this girl dinner.
That's my ideal meal. This is my dinner.
I call this girl dinner.
This is idea that like as a woman, like you just don't feel like cooking and you just scavenge when there's nobody else around and just eat whatever's available. So that's like a little trend and they do a ton of charcuterie boards, so that kind of worked. Yeah. And then just, we can even use your outtakes. This is like my favorite thing Joan has ever said.
What were you drinking when you ordered this? What were you drinking when you ordered this?
Now you'll notice this is square and it's because in-feed videos for a while were square and then they changed them to vertical. Welcome to my job, right? We obviously weren't going to necessarily, we just kept that as a little clip. Like people thought it was funny. So I want to give us a little bit of time, maybe not quite 10 minutes, but around that to think through. You can look through content you might have on your phone or stuff you have saved on your computer. You can think through, okay, I really want to record a video about this because like people just don't understand this or people need to know about this. So just think through and like however you want to do it, whether you want to storyboard it out, whether you want to write an outline or just think of some ideas. And then, like I said, I just put like the ideas summarized that we just went through on the side here. So we'll just give a little time. Jessica, do you want to keep time for us around 7 minutes? Yeah, awesome, sure. Thanks.
A few moments later.
All right, thoughts through some ideas, hopefully. Now, filming. I want to talk a little bit about some of the accessories I have in front of me. First of all, you could buy a cell phone tripod if you want, or you can just buy this attachment that'll screw on for like $7 to $10. So any tripod you have that has the little circle thing that pokes up, you know, that you can attach a camera to, you can just get the part that makes it mobile friendly if you already have a tripod, or you can just buy a mobile friendly tripod like the one that's back there that has it built in. What's nice about this is it screws in. Something like this is more spring loaded. Now, obviously there's a little bit more room for error here. You could pull it a little too hard and break it. This one's a little bit more durable, but I would recommend, it's nice to have a tripod. It's nice to be able to stand away from your thing if you wanted to do like a time-lapse video of here's life on the farm, whatever. You could just set up the thing and let it run. So I think a tripod is great. The other thing I think if you were to buy two pieces of equipment, I would get either this little thing to attach to your existing tripod or a tripod that's mobile friendly. And I would get a microphone that goes with your phone if you're going to record on your phone. So this is a Bluetooth lapel mic, and it says in the thing in your notes, it'll say like, just look up Bluetooth lapel mic, iPhone 6 or whatever, and it'll show you ones that are compatible. So right now I am mic'd and that camera over there is recording me. You will hear me clear as a bell, even though I'm standing at a distance away. Now, if you have one of the newer iPhones, I did this workshop for Cornell Cooperative Extension and we did a test. Someone had an iPhone 14 and them recording with a thing right here and then with the microphone and them recording without was the same because the microphone is quite good. But what happens is when you get a distance away, you suddenly can't hear clearly, or you're outside, there's background noise, or just like traffic or whatever, you have the microphone kind of close to you. So this plugs into the cell phone on the bottom of, and we have, that one's a Samsung, so we have and then we have this iPhone one. And then this part just clips to here. We lost the little, it's long gone. But, and then you just turn this on, and it should have a little blue dot. And then we can just, so this one is under my dress and tucked in my, I have mine on already, exactly. But you can be standing across a field and be this big and you can hear it like the person is right over the shoulder. So if you have an older phone or if you're gonna be outside or if you're gonna be a distance from recording, I think it's nice to have a Bluetooth lapel mic. Now, most people do not just show up every day camera ready to be filmed. I certainly don't. So maybe, and what we do with our clients is we have a quarterly production day. So every 3 months we show up and we record mostly video, but we also do some photo too. We get a bunch of content for them in one day. So what you can do, if you're gonna do the same thing, just bring a few outfit changes, you know, so that you record videos. And that way when people look at your feed, you're not wearing the exact same shirt. You can, it doesn't really matter. But if you wanted to vary it a little bit, it's pretty easy to bring a couple outfit changes when you record. And like I said, if you do buy that one piece of equipment besides the tripod, I would say the lapel mic will give you a lot of options. And if you want to try either of these, when we're gonna have a little recording time, and I have a couple of rooms set up so that people can try stuff. If you wanted to try this out with your phone, like I said, we have an iPhone one and we have a Samsung one that you can try out. Feel free to do that. And be flexible. It's better to, like, if you don't look terrified or stiff, than it is for you to get the exact lines right. If you are one of those people who does have to look at a script, there is now AI. So if you were looking off to the side, we can correct your eye movement to be looking forward. So if you do need a script, that is possible. It's better to be relaxed. Ideally look as forward as you can, but if your eyes are a little to the side, AI can just line up those pupils forward. Just know that exists. AI stinks for a lot of things, but it is making our life easier in some ways. We'll take the good with the bad. Bring long extension cords, bring plenty of mic batteries. We always have a couple sets kicking around in here. I think they're all charging right now. And then test your sound every few videos, make sure it's continuing to record. Since these are Bluetooth capable, like this, and I'm curious because I did turn that on. So we'll see. Yeah. So sometimes it'll connect to another Bluetooth device, or sometimes you accidentally were putting the thing in your pocket and you accidentally switched it off. So just check every couple of videos, make sure your sound's working. You don't do it every single video, but it's just a bummer if you'd spend 6 hours recording and then you'd go and then you'd see like you had no sound. So just check once in a while. Don't be afraid to record things a couple of times. Like I said, you're never going to be mad with having too much material to work with. It's usually the opposite. And then if you're going to use the green screen, and I have it set up in one of the rooms if you want to try it out. You see here how I have a shadow? What happens is people stand close. And the thing with the green screen and the reason it's that color is that we don't have that color anywhere on our body typically. So what we want is a uniform thing. So if I'm standing too close, there's a shadow. So what I want to do is stand back away so that color behind me is uniform. And it's lit, and that way when I correct for it, and I'll show you how to do it in the editing if you want to use a green screen or something like it. And I did an experiment where I used the green screen and then I just stood in front of one of our gray walls and took out the background. It's similar. Mic versus no mic. I asked Nadine if we could use this clip, and it's just, you really hear it.
Hi, I'm Nadine Elliott, and this is Wildflower Body Piercing. Hi, I'm Nadine Elliott, and this is Wildflower Body Piercing.
So you hear the difference there. So we can do that. So one more time. Oh, come on. Oh, would it help if I turned on the...
Hi, I'm Nadine Elliott, and this is Wildflower Body Piercing. Hi, I'm Nadine Elliott, and this is Wildflower Body Piercing.
Less background noise?
Oh, yeah, do you hear how she's like clearer? So that's what it does. And there's some things you can do in editing to get out that background noise too. If for some reason you don't have a microphone, you don't absolutely need it. I just find that it does a nice thing. So what I want to do is I want to give us time to film a little bit, and I will show you around the area so you can see. Feel free to, I'm going to take off my mic and turn off that so that we can actually try it out. If you want to try out these Bluetooth mics, you're welcome to. I'll show you the rooms that you can duck into if you want to record and try things. So think about one of your ideas that you want to record. I just didn't want give people a chance to try it out. And then let's go on a little tour, shall we?
A few moments later.
Now we're at step 3, which is editing. This part takes, I find, a fair bit of time compared to recording. For example, we'll go for a production day with a client, and then we'll spend for one day, and then I will spend at least 5 days editing. But we have 70 or more videos too. So when I'm cranking, I can get through about 14 videos a day. But if they're shorter, I can get through more if they're more.
And when you're talking about the videos you're getting through, how long are they generally?
They're like 45 to 60 seconds, the ones I'm working, yeah. But if it's shorter, I can go, obviously, I can go through them a little faster. But I just want to give you an idea, because I feel like a lot of people online will act like they can do 100 videos in a day, and it's just not true. Either that or I'm completely stupid, having done this for 17 years and not finding more efficiencies, but it just takes time. What I also make sure to do is we take all of our raw footage and we copy it somewhere, and then we're editing a copy, so that way we don't save over because in case you want to go back to the original video, you're like, oh, I like that part, oh, I saved over it. So we make a copy of everything, we throw it in Dropbox, and then we're editing basically a copy of it. Like I said, if your sound sucks, there's some stuff you can do. You can do a voiceover, you can do music. You can salvage a video that has shitty sound if you need to. And then in general, sometimes you try to catch this as you're recording, but then you're sitting down and then all of a sudden you're seeing that this woman is talking and she has a bright blue plate behind her. And you're editing and you're like, so sometimes there's a way that you can crop it, or you can put some text over the blue plate, or and sometimes it helps to have a second pair of eyes to catch this sort of thing. So I just wanted to show this example. So this is one of our clients who's a high-end caterer. They're going to an island to cater a wedding. That probably costs more than our houses collectively. But we got a picture on the ferry, which is fun, but there's a giant porta potty. So that could be a little bit distracting. I thought I would show you. This is the original clip. Just real interesting, right? Watch, they're gonna almost back off the ferry right at the end and be like, hi. So just enjoy that.
Oh.
And so they had a series of all of these getting on the ferry, and then there's no cars allowed on the island, so it's golf carts. But then of course they started catering and then didn't take any more pictures. But the problem is, if you saw that we're going to an island for a wedding, you want to kind of see some resolution, right? So what we ended up doing was going to find the photographer, the pictures from the wedding as a way to end it. And you'll see that in a second. So we found a cheery little song. And what's funny is when I last did this presentation, none of the sound worked. So I had to sing this part, but we'll get a little idea here. To work with. Add some fun music. We gave them a little bit of a resolution. And then at the end, an island wedding is always worth the trip or something. I don't know. I said some dumb. So that thing I did at the end is in Canva. And I'll talk. Okay, come on. No, you don't need to see that again. Editing continued. The other thing you can do is if you've given yourself enough room around your subject, you can decide to zoom in. So the video I played of Elizabeth, what happened was as she was talking, she kept shifting. And that's fine, but sometimes when people shift, it can make you seem like you're not trustworthy, or it could be a little distracting. So what I did in this video is when she shifts, you'll know I'm gonna zoom. I'm just gonna play it so that we're gonna play it with the sound off so that you can just see the. Oh, come on! I guess we can't. Here we go. So she's talking, and then she's going to shift. So times where maybe you move the camera and it jiggled a little bit, Maybe you can use that point to zoom, something like that. But if you give yourself enough room, you give yourself the option to do stuff like that. If it zoomed in right to her and then she shifts, but you don't know she's going to shift, now she's like half in the frame. So give yourself a lot of room around your subject. And then, like I said, you can decide to zoom in as you're editing. No ending or a weird ending like that. All those like going to the island, there was no ending. We put some pictures and then we added an end slide. An island wedding's always worth the trip. Like cute, it ended it. You know what I mean? You can do that for the.
Did you end the song right there too in a nice
Yeah.
way? I didn't just chop it off. I hate it when they chop off the song.
You can lower the volume.
Right?
Yeah, you can do a gradual. Yeah, and we'll totally go over that kind of stuff too. If you are using music, and obviously if you're dancing, the music matters, but maybe that music didn't super matter. We could have changed it. Save a version with and without the music, because platforms like Instagram and TikTok, if you use their music, you can add their music, and then it links you up with all the other videos using that music too. So it gives you a way to be found. So I say save one version without if the music doesn't matter, and save one version with, and then you can decide to add it after. I coined this term, if there's weirdness you can't avoid, we Elton John it. What is Elton John it? We distract with dazzle. So I had this really bad zit a few years ago, and instead of worrying about, well, I was worried about it, I wore sparkly shoes all day. People are like, oh, I like shoes. Yeah, because you don't like my face. We never talk about how old Elton John is. We never talk about, because he's always wearing these crazy outfits. What can we do? So like in your thing, I have some things. So, oh, you recorded something and the lighting's weird? Add a filter. You did that on purpose. Oh, someone made a little face or something that you want to distract from, but you don't want to cut the whole video? Throw an animated GIF and then your eyes like look down at the animated GIF for a second. Oh, there's a weird hum in the background of the conference room? Add some background music. Oh, there's a weird plate above someone's head? Put some a text box over the plate. Or you accidentally, like, they move out of frame for a second and then you get it. Oh, you can switch over to a stock photo or a photo of the store or something. So if you see any of our videos, now you'll know what's really going on, which is that we're distracting with dazzle. Now, there's some tools here. They are also in your handouts too. Basically, we are going to use CapCut today, but there are other video editing softwares out there, and I'm not saying there isn't. There's some plug and play templates, like that Canva texting one I showed you. Like there's other websites that have more like ad ones that cost a little bit of money, but CapCut also has templates. And then sources for stock photos and clips. There's stuff, and CapCut also has stock photos and video clips. So that's why I'm using it today. Now, in terms of, you'll see that video, the sunroof video, right? At the end, the little pop-up thing, with the little, like, the island trip is always worth it. That was a Canva thing. So we can use Canva for things like image correction. Maybe we want a text overlay with a specific font that doesn't come in our video editing software. Maybe we want to do some light animation. So for example, like in that Meet Our Business Neighbor, and I put the little map pin and I made it go doing, like the little map pin, so it like popped up on the thing. That's what Canva does well. Now, Canva also has some video editing, but it is a pain in the butt to actually use it. I've tried to, it's not great. CapCut is built for video edits. If you want to speed up a clip by 5 times, you can do that. If you want to remove the background of your video, you can do that. If you want to add a music track, so you have a music track and then you have a voiceover and then you have the actual video, which you're going to mute, because you can do that. You can do some text overlay. It's not going to give you the same amount of options as a graphics program. So I know I want one program that does everything perfectly, but the reality is that there's some programs do some things well. And so we're going to concentrate on CapCut. Now, CapCut has different versions, which is confusing. So there's the CapCut that you can install on your phone, which I will demonstrate. And there's the CapCut.com, which is the web-based version. So for example, if Jessica and I are both working on the same video, if I have it on my phone, she can't really hop in and do that. So we like web stuff for that reason, but I understand if it's just you, if you work on your phone and you're comfortable with it, that's fine. But if you start an edit on your phone, you can't open it in the web version. If you start it on the web, they're even though they're the same name, it wasn't my idea to name them both the same thing. You would think they would be compatible, but wherever you start your edit, you got to finish your edit. So you start on the web, got to finish your edit on the web. You start on your phone, got to finish it on your phone.
Not the same with Canva though. You can actually
Yes.
correct.
Not the same with Canva, but this one, I have a feeling at some point the two shall meet. I think they're working on it, but like they're not there yet. So when you start editing, like I said, you gotta just, despite having the same name, they're different. So I just wanted to warn you about that because I definitely learned that lesson the hard way. There's a CapCut Pro version that's $7.99 a month. And Jessica has been using the Pro version for a couple of months now.
Yeah,
and
it's really good.
yeah, and then you have noticed that you basically can do a lot more sound edits. If you want to, let's say you wanted to bump up, you said someone's voice, and you wanted to bring down the background, you can do that with the Pro version. There's more fonts. I think there's more layouts. So there is a paid version, but again, I've been using the free version and it's worked out okay, and that's what we'll be using today. But just know there is a paid version, and it seems like it has. Is there other like notable things about the paid version that?
I think the biggest thing for me has been like adjusting sound and voice and taking down background has been beneficial because I'm working on client stuff.
Yeah.
But like for my own stuff for play, I just use the free.
Yeah. So like I said, I'm going to demonstrate CapCut.com on the computer, but I also can demonstrate it on the phone as well. So the steps are in here too. We're going to basically choose the canvas size, and then everything with video editing works on tracks. So anything that is on top will be above. So if I have a photo here and then I put a photo here, this photo is going to show, not this other one. So just, there is a hierarchy. We can independently control for every track. We can control the volume level of that track, or we can mute it all together. We can control clips and how they're zoomed in, zoomed out. We can do visual edits. So if one clip is like dark, we can make that particular clip brighter. And yeah, name stuff carefully. And then make sure you have permission to use stuff. If it's built into the program, you have permission to use it. If you want to use the latest Taylor Swift song, you probably don't have permission to use that. And they'll, we had a former client who used she's, I want to use a Sarah Bareilles song. And I'm like, you're not allowed to use that. And within like, they sent her a cease and desist because she was a celebrity, but she thought she could just use it. And we were like, no, you can't just like use clips. That's just not how it works, unfortunately. All right, so I'm just gonna go into CapCut.com. I recorded a few videos for your pleasure that are completely silly. So I'm going to, so we're in CapCut.com. I made an account. We didn't go through that process because that's boring. I made an email, I made a password, we're here. So now I'm gonna click create new, and then look, I see with video, I can either do 16 by 9, 9 by 16, or I can do a 1-to-1. So I'm going to do the 9 by 16 is the long skinny one. Now I uploaded a very silly version of, so this is me in the green screen, and I thought I would add myself to an underwater scene and then maybe add some music because that's a very businessy application of this software. As you see here, I'm getting into place, and then I'm going to fake swim because I'm adding myself to the ocean. And I don't know why I'm wearing headphones.
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot what I was doing. There we go. And I added, okay. So now let's say I want to cut off the part where I'm getting into the frame. Okay. I want to start. Oops. I'm moving my canvas here. Back. Okay. So I'm just moving this over and dragging. Okay. Okay, wow, that's a nice look. Okay, so do you see how I have it right on this line? This is the little split clip right here. So I'm just gonna hit split, and now it's split into two different clips, and I can just delete this one. Boom, gone. And oops, I don't know why I added that. There we go. So here I am beginning to swim. And then, hold on, let's get to the part where I stopped swimming because I forgot that I was gonna do the fake. And then I get back into, okay, and then I'm gonna keep that. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this clip. Now let's say that, because between these two clips, it's gonna be awkward. I went from off the screen, right?
Yeah, okay.
So what I can do if I want to make it less awkward is I can add a transition. So maybe I want a little, now see how some of these say pro? That's the pro, that's Jessica's fancy version, is the pro version. But let's say I want to do a little white, I'm going to add white flash. Let's just see what that looks like. See, now I've done it on purpose. There's a transition there. There's not just an awkward. Now, the other thing too is that I didn't get the green screen all the way in. So what I need to do is I need to zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. And I want to get the full, okay. And again, this isn't quite lit correctly. And it's the same over here. I didn't quite get the full version. I know, this is a beautiful video. I'll probably end up using it for something. Now, as you see here, like I said, now I have 2 clips and there's this green thing. So what am I going to do with that green thing? And like I said, the reason that green screens are this color, it's not that they have to be this color. They just have to be some weird color that's not somewhere on your body, theoretically. But, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this every time I have something selected. So in this case, you see how there's like a blue box around this? I'm selecting this particular clip. So let me move over to that. And do you see how there's like a blue box? That means I am editing this particular section, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Smart Tools, and one of them is Remove Background. So I can do Chroma Key, and I can remove everything that is this color. So see my little green outline? Now, I've removed it from this first clip, but I haven't, if I go back to this second clip, I haven't touched this second clip yet. So I can do the same thing here. I can hit Smart Tools, Remove Background, and I can get rid of this particular color. This is what we're at right now. So now I'm swimming in nothing, the void, if you will.
But you've got a green outline.
But I do have a green outline. This is the one I didn't put the thing in front of. I didn't light myself. So if I would have lit I should have given myself more room in front of it, and I should have lit myself better. But I was just recording it for this particular purpose, and yeah. So now let's say that I want to add some underwater scene. So I can just go to a royalty-free website. And there might be some clips are also in Canva. Like I can probably, CapCut. Maybe there's some elements. And maybe I can search for shark underwater. Maybe I want to swim with a shark. And I'm going to hit stock videos. Oh yeah, look, there's some stock videos. Oh, this one's only 2 seconds. Now my video is a little longer than that, so this one isn't going to quite work for me. Okay, this one's 17 seconds, 14 seconds. I want something that looks scarier, but that's fine. That's fine. We can add scariness with the music. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this one because it's a little bit longer. Nope, and I'm going to put it underneath. Underneath. Fine, I'm going to put this one over. And I'm going to put this one over. And I'm going to, I lost my transition. It's okay, I can re-add it. So now, there I am, swimming with some very docile looking shark. Now, as you see, the video clip on the bottom is longer than my 2 clips on the top. So what I can do, I can either do the thing where I drag it and cut it, like with the split, or I can just select the end of it and just drag it so it lines up. Yeah. Now, I know what you're thinking, it needs some music to really set the mood here. Basically, when you're editing a particular thing, so if I'm editing this video clip, for example, a whole menu pulls in on the side here. These are all the different things I have to work with. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to look for some music, and scary music.
Like Jaws.
Yeah, that might be. Let's see here. Oh. Hold on, I got some. Oh, that works. Hold on. There we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna add. So let's say, and this goes on for 2 minutes, but there might be a part of this I want more. Did I add it? Did it add? There it is. Okay, I added it twice because I clicked twice. So there is my horror music. So let's preview that.
So can you up the volume? I guess it just started nicely.
So maybe I want it to start right away rather than doom. Right? So now if I click on this, so see how there's a blue box around it? There's a little menu right here that is for the specific sound. So I can go under basic edits and I can say fade in. And I can say fade out. Hold on, let me clip this down to the end.
So it'll just automatically do that on that whole thing.
Exactly, yep. So as you see how it added this little shadow showing So if I wanted to, I want to change that, I select it, blue outline, brings up that menu on the side here. I forgot to do a fade out, so let's add a fade out. Great. And then there's some noise reduction. So if there was like some background, see, do you hear the hum of this conference room? You do now. And you'll definitely hear it when you have your headphones on. So what you can do if you see noise reduction, if there's just some set amount of noise in the background, it'll look for that and remove it. It will remove that. So let's see how this feels. Yeah, this is okay. I got to clip the end here. Oh. Okay, right there. Boom. Just, oops.
And that's a good thing to know too, is if something disappears, if you accidentally hit it away, you can undo.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Control Z is my friend.
Okay.
So when it's selected, it's blue. I'm gonna hit this little split clip. And a lot of this honestly is just practicing and getting familiar with it. Now you might be asking yourself, how would I do this on the phone? So this is the web-based version, right? So let's say this is a great video. Let's pretend. So what I can do now is I can export it. And if I share for review, it's going to send a link. And the other person needs a CapCut account to be able to see it. That's what I learned the other day with our new ad client. I don't have CapCut. I'm like, oh, okay. But the other thing I can do is I can download the video and it'll save it on my computer.
You can just get the CapCut account right away and you can send it right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just saying, if you share for review, it'll send a CapCut link and apparently it'll ask them to log in, apparently. Allegedly. I might have just done it wrong because that happens. There's all this stuff on the side. We can add if we wanted to add captions, we can have we can turn on some captions. It's not saying anything. It's just scary music, but we could have it generate the captions and then we can fix them. So if I say, hi, my name's Nicole and it spells my name wrong, I can go and I can fix it. Like, it's not like you're stuck with what it auto-generated or nothing. You can fix individual captions as well. Now, if we're going on the phone, going rogue. All right, so on my phone I have CapCut. By the way, CapCut, both the web and the phone version, comes with templates too. So if you have templates, if you see something you like, you can use that. But let me just edit, new project, and let's edit the video of me dancing. That will be great. Okay. So there's the video of me dancing, what you're all here for. And let's say I just wanted to cut off the end where I'm reaching. I get it to where I want it. I hit this little, so now our menu has moved from the side because there isn't room for it to the bottom down here. So this is all the stuff that was on the side. If I want to hit, and if I hit edit, I'm gonna split, and then I can select this clip, see the blue box around it, delete. Now CapCut does this stupid thing where it adds its own little credit at the end. You can just delete that, boom. And yeah.
You had to have the pro version to do this.
No.
I haven't even bothering to do it.
Nope, nope, you can totally do it.
No, I look silly.
Nope, well no, but everyone looks silly. So I just hit sounds, and so let me see, I can find some, let me do a voiceover, and I can record it on my phone. It's counting me in. I am a dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17, dancing queen. There we go.
I am a dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17, dancing queen.
I know, right? Just really beautiful stuff. All right. And then we're going to hit check mark. So we're happy with that. And then, my little thing went over. I'm going to go back to the edit screen, edit, and I'm going to split. Oh, I'm going to split. I got to split the right one. You can tell how much I edit things out there. I'm just going to drag it. There we go. So it's the same idea of tracks. It's the same idea of adding these different elements, but instead you only have one menu and it's on the bottom, so you have to back. If you're in the sound editing part of things, it brings you to the sound, but you just have to hit this arrow all the way on the left on the bottom here to back out of the menu. So you can make and it's the same idea. So if I wanted to, so let's say that this was great. Let's pretend that upload button in the upper left corner, right corner, this upload button, it's exporting it. And then if I wanted to, I could download it onto my phone. It's saying, oh, you can share it automatically, but one of the other things is I could save the video to my phone. one of my options is send it to Jessica, because I send Jessica a lot of TikToks. Poor thing. That's my love language, is sending people TikToks. Here's a video of a really big cat. So yeah, I want to give you, if you guys want to practice editing, you can download CapCut, you can try it out, and we can do that. So let's do 5 minutes of editing. Sorry. Like, apparently this should not be a 2-hour only workshop. Yeah. Yes, and we can help you guys too if you guys just want to practice editing on your phone, editing on your computer. I really like editing things on my computer personally, just because I'm less likely to fat finger it, but that I understand also people like to work from their phone.
A few moments later.
No, and I just want to show this really quick example of, like, we just did a quick little, like, what I mean when I say I want to get married under a tent, it was just someone's, like, just whatever, their tent. We posted it, and within an hour they got 2 inquiries, and they hadn't gotten any in 3 weeks. We actually see. So the importance of feedback. Feedback will make your work better. No video will ever feel perfect. You'll always want to do more to it. But at a certain point, you get it to a certain point. So I made this for the last workshop I did, and I thought we could watch it. And we could talk about what I could have improved about it.
Class. Of course I'm going to bring all of my gear, including this stuff, to let people who come to the workshop try it out. I'm teaching a short video class. Of course I'm going to talk about why sound is actually the most
I'm mic'd up, that's why you can hear me so well.
Video. I'm teaching a short video class. Of course I'm going to show you how to work with footage and images that you already have to make your videos even better. I'm teaching a short video class. Of course I'm going to show you how to edit video in a much less painful way. I'm teaching a short video class. Of course this is the 4th take I've done of this. I'm teaching a short video class. Of course I'm going to show you how to add captions like this to your videos if you want them. Teaching a short video class. Of course we're going to look at each other's work and talk about how we can make it better. Please join me in my upcoming workshop, which is all about making short videos, and it's aimed at people who don't do this all day. So if you want your videos to be more creative, useful, and if you want the process to be more efficient, this workshop is for you, and I hope to see you there.
And I did that I did the little record. I did that in Canva. So this end thing is in Canva. All right, so let's talk about what I could have done better, because we can totally, there's things I could do better.
So you can start doing it in CapCut, and then...
Well, I'm just saying I made that little animation at the end in Canva, and I brought it in.
So you can switch over and save it, and then do the Canva.
Yeah, so I made the Canva thing, and then I saved it, and then I brought it in as a clip that I was working with. Okay. That's all, yeah. I just wanted to acknowledge I did not make it in the video at example. Yeah, sure.
It says in here that 90% of all the videos on Facebook are watched with the sound off. Is that really true? So, like,
that's what I do.
They should have. I mean, they should have all of them should have captions then for sure. Really?
Yep. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Since no one wants to be mean to me, let me be mean to myself. I zoomed in too much in the first shot, so I was blurry, and the light pointing at the camera probably didn't help. I should have framed myself similarly in all the videos, so the caption placement could have been consistent. The full sun did not work. I was too squinty. And then the indoor and outdoor ambient noise was different. I could have sampled the outside noise and put it throughout the video, or I could have taken it out. Again, I've been making videos for 17 years. I spent probably half an hour on this video, and I could have definitely spent more time making it better. So at a certain point, you get it to a good, but I posted this video and I had 3 different people like saying, hey, can you come and do a workshop on this at my adult ed, at our Chamber of Commerce. So I had some inquiries after this, even though it's not perfect. So just don't worry about putting your own work out there, but also don't worry about getting feedback from other people to make it better. Everybody in our company looks at something twice. And then you can post video, Meta Business Suite, if you're using Facebook and Instagram only, is free, and you can schedule uploads in there. I think you can still, or did that change? Something changed back there, right?
It's tricky. On Meta, for videos, for Facebook, you can schedule them, but if you're doing Instagram, they want to push them right away. They don't want to schedule for whatever
Okay,
reason.
That's dumb. They changed that recently because they like to make our lives harder. Now, for some reason, you like your life to be less hard. You can also just buy scheduling software. There's later.com, buffer.com. There's tons of these scheduling softwares. They hover around that 30-ish bucks a month, depending on how many updates you have, depending on how many accounts you're posting to. But probably for most people, it's going to be around 15, 20 bucks a month if you want to schedule it. And I've had people argue with me that, oh, if I use scheduling software, it works fine. Every ad agency in the whole world would be in trouble if you weren't supposed to use scheduling software. So it's fine. If you want to reshare your videos, like you post them one place and have it automatically reshare, there is a software called repurpose.io. It's 25 bucks a month. And you can connect. So let's say you wanted to upload all of your videos to TikTok and you wanted them to also go to Instagram, and you wanted them also to go to Facebook. But you only wanted some of your videos to go. What you can do is you can set an automation, and the videos will sit in your queue for Facebook and Instagram, and you can individually approve them, and it will automatically share on whatever schedule that you set. So if you do want to reshare your videos without having to copy and paste your captions and stuff, there is software that will let you do that. When you do post videos, you want to use hashtags, locations, product tags. If there's other people in the videos, the more kind of interconnected you are with the platform, the more likely you're going to show up if someone is searching for something or happens to be looking at all the things, or looks for the Potsdam location tag, or somebody who's looking at body jewelry hashtag, you're more likely to come up if you use those things. If you are using some of the more interactive features with stories like stickers and things like that, scheduling software won't work and you will have to post them manually. We hate it too, but it wasn't our fault. In summary, and I love this video because it explains basically why audio is more important than video, so I'm going to play it. Plus there's a cat at the end, so just enjoy that. Then we'll close out.
If I could give one piece of advice to anyone wanting to do video work, it's that audio is more important than video. So as you can tell, we're recording in very poor video quality, and it's still watchable quality. But let's see what happens when I ditch the audio and we switch to a professional video camera.
Okay, so now we have a proper video camera, but the audio is rubbish. It's a bit hard to watch, but why is that?
In order to see moving video, our brain only needs 15 or more frames per second. Compare that to audio, and the audio you're hearing now was recorded at 44,100 times per second, or hertz. When you hear poor audio quality, your brain strains in order to make sense of it, and that's why it's so unpleasant. We have all learned something here today, haven't we, Louie? Because the audio, much like cats, are very important.
So, hey, yeah, like his partner's, oh, this is great. Anyway, basically, we can do a lot with stock and open source content, previously recorded content, long form content that's on our existing websites. We have all of these little tricks, but something about someone looking at a camera and even just telling a story is fine too. You don't have to get too fancy. I just wanted to show you that you could get fancy without too much work, but you don't have to. And short videos can help with a variety of companies with different marketing objectives, and touches like these microphones, these edits or whatever. Over time, you're gonna like have ideas of how to make your stuff better. And I just look at even videos we made last year and I'm like, oh, we could have made it better. That's always how you're gonna feel about it. And yeah, give yourself, like I said, too much to work with. Give space around your subject, give yourself long clips to work with, and have a friend check out your work and give you a little feedback. Like I said, you can edit it till the cows come home, but just, I think one round of edits is fine. Maybe you thought you were really clear about something. Like I sent Jessica an ad I wanted to run for a client, and she's, oh, is the objective of this ad this? And I was like, oh no, it's not that. So I made it more clear before I sent it to the client. Yeah, that's pretty much, that's video.
You were trying to find like other songs that weren't on CapCut or something. Is it easy or is it hard? Or?
It's not too bad. The one I really like.
And how many of them are?
So I find, okay, so first of all, there's like a
like, is there a place to search by song title?
Yep.
Because you can't do that on CapCut, can you?
Yeah, it's not the best. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So there's two resources that I'll give you. This is Pixabay, and I just have the holiday one saved in my browser. But if you were looking for metal music, so pixabay.com/music/search. So I can just look for metal music. So here's. So these are all royalty free. You can download them. You can use them without any kind of permission. Now, if you want something that's a little bit more artsy, YouTube has a whole audio library. The thing with these is that you have to attribute typically to the artist in the caption. So it'll tell you, so this is a sleepy, hold on.
So you could just have the song and the artist at the very bottom.
You have, so it says free, so okay, so let's say you like that song, right? So you click on this and it says free download, stream, Free to use this track if you're not a brand or not working with one. You must include the following credits in your video description. And then it puts them in here. Request a commercial license. If you're a brand or working with one, you should request a license here. So it tells you under each track exactly what you're supposed to do. Personally, I would just rather just use royalty-free stuff so that I can use the caption area for our clients' marketing messages. But I find they have new ones and as you see, 703,000 subscribers. Like if you are using, like, let's say you wanted to use the Three's Company theme song, come and knock on our door, we've been waiting for you. If it is a certain age of song, they're probably not going to come after you for copyright, especially if you're doing something like whatever, cute and little for it. But in general, just be careful if you're using like real songs, because what'll happen sometimes, even if they're licensed, so TikTok had a license with, was it RCA that they lost their... Anyway, in December, basically, this record label decided not to renew their license with TikTok. So every video that had been used music made with that just went silent after that day because they weren't allowed to use the music as unlicensed anymore. So yeah, just play carefully. But like I said, if you want to do a little cheeky, like I said, we've used the Golden Girls theme for some stuff. If it's not like an artist that's actively trying to make a living, let's not steal other artists' content. But if it's like an old reference or if it's a royalty-free thing, I think that's the safest bet. So within CapCut, so if we're in CapCut, and let me just open my beautiful CapCut video. Okay, there we go. So let's look at audio. So name a song that you're thinking of.
I don't know, Foreigner, Cold as Ice, whatever, something like that.
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah, see, all those are kind of...
Oh, what? Do you want the song of somebody chewing ice?
A foreigner that's chewing it, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
It's so random.
So I think it's really hard to enforce a copyright if the clip is less than 7 seconds. Mm-hmm. So what you could do, like we had some lobsters boiling and I was like, I'm looking for some hot stuff, baby, this evening. And then I cut it off. It was 5 seconds. You know what I mean? So like you can sometimes play with that a little bit. And again, like we used it for a story and it was some lobsters boiling.
I read somewhere when I was looking it up about copyrights that YouTube says you can use something that's copyrighted, but they're going to put ads with it or something. What was that about?
So you're allowed to use, if you are building upon the work. So like, for example, like I watch these ridiculous marketing trainings of these people and I do reaction style videos. I'm allowed to use these clips and talk about, because I'm adding my opinion, I'm adding some information to it.
Out of it. You're using that for your content.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but I'm adding something to it. I'm not just playing it and sitting there. Like I'm adding to I am building upon, and it's within fair use for me to do. So you got to tread carefully about like when, like I said, if you were like talking about a dance and you used a clip from somebody doing the dance to just show it, and then you link to if you just showed 5 seconds and be like, this is a traditional Himalayan dance, and you showed a 5 second, I don't know, I'm making it up. You show a 5 second clip of it and you link to the original and you get right back to your video, I think that would be, you're referencing it and you're linking to the original source.
Using an actual song for 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
But saying that in the description of
so,
what it is.
Okay, so if I am, okay, so these platforms have music built in, and the idea with this music is if I download this video and share it somewhere, I'm gonna have permission to use it. That's the only thing, like the chewing ice, we're gonna be safe using that. Now let's say that I am on Instagram, okay, and I'm gonna, let's see, upload something, me dancing, because that is awesome. All right, so we're gonna say next. Okay, and we're gonna add some music. And let's see, what was the name of the song we were looking at?
Queen by ABBA.
Is this your personal one or business one? You have a pro account, right?
I think, hold on, that is, yes. So, here's the thing. So I'm on the Anchor Space one right now. So this is a business account. Now, if I change to my personal account.
That's what I was going to mention, yeah, because I noticed the difference between my two accounts.
Absolutely, yeah. So if
you can only use royalty-free music if you're using
so Dancing Queen. So look, okay, so I am on Instagram. I am clicking dance.
On your personal account.
I'm on my personal account. So, I mean, that's beautiful, but we're not going to post it.
Oh, we should.
No.
I love that.
That's my personal account. But if I switch and I try to post the exact same video, the things that are available to me as a brand are less. Because I could theoretically be trying to sell something.
Right. Yeah.
Now, maybe someone did a remake of Dancing Queen, and they're letting me use that or something. But
do you ever make reels or in Instagram, or do you just stick to?
I don't.
What if
Yeah.
you're on Instagram and you hear some audio that you love?
Mhm.
Can you take that over to the other programs that you're using to create?
There is a way to rip the audio from a track, but I would do so sparingly.
So if we find an audio on Instagram, then we should just stay in Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of dings on my things because I've done that just because I'm not making money on my stuff, but I still have like intention to make it a professional account, so I have lots of dings.
And if you do it and depending, like I said, and it depends honestly what artist you do it to. There's some artists that are like way more, if you try to do Disney stuff or whatever, they're all over it. They have lawyers galore. But obviously, like I said, I just try not to take advantage of, but if it's like someone who made a meme that's, if I see it, I'll just buy it in the same color. And if I see, and I'll buy it in all the colors it comes in. If it's just like some whatever voice clip or the girl dinner one, I don't think the girl dinner lady is going to come after me for downloading it. But like in CapCut, you can upload a video clip and rip the audio from it. Do with that information what you will. But just, like I said, we're businesses, and it's a lot of judgment calls that when we edit stuff for people, we just play it really safe because we don't want their content to get taken down. We don't want their account to get taken down. And if their stuff is monetized, we don't want it to lose monetization. So we just play it careful. And also, if I was an artist, I wouldn't want people taking my stuff. We try to be fair. But if you see it in the CapCut library and you're editing, you're allowed to use it. I don't like editing directly in the platforms, A, because I'm typically cross-posting stuff, and B, I hate working on my phone, and C, I'm worried that I'll be working on something and then Instagram will close or something, and then I've lost, I don't know if you, I was meeting with a 17-year-old and some other people yesterday, she's like, it's never closed on me. I'm like, cool, because it has to me. So I like editing somewhere where I can have it continuously saved and stuff, just because I hate redoing work. But I also hate working on my phone, so I might think differently if I was doing that.
You can always do the entire thing on CapCut or something, and then if the audio someone used, usually you can just click on it and use their audio. So you put it your CapCut video,
Yeah.
and then just add the music into it.
Yeah, that's why that's why I was saying. So when you make a video, make one like I have this scary shark music. If I was going to keep this, I would export one without the scary shark music, and then if I was on a platform that had more interesting music, I would just use. Because what's available on Instagram is different than what's available on TikTok. It's different than what's available maybe somewhere else, like YouTube or whatever. But in terms of stuff that you can download and use, I would say those two, the Pixabay library is pretty good, and the YouTube audio thing is pretty good too. But the YouTube audio one, I find it's a little bit more of a pain in the ass because you have to typically go to a different website and download it, and then you have to attribute it in a certain way. And like I said, it's typically different for a commercial versus a personal attribution.
You mentioned some royalty-free.
Yeah.
Are they on the handout? Or?
Maybe not.
I see the video. And
nope. I know. Maybe I didn't put it there. So I would say hold on. I'll put him on the screen.
Yeah.
And I was trying to like make it a non-overwhelming handout, and then it just ended up being overwhelming anyway. So I like Pexels.com.
Oh, Pexels. Okay.
Pexels. And then Pixabay.com. And then one that's not free, but if you need something really specific,
Oh, it's like
Dreams Time. Right. And it's weird, but if I needed to find like a picture of a mountain in Vermont, like a particular hiking trail in Vermont, and it had several. Do you know what I mean? So these are like regular people who might be like uploading their photos for use. So let's think of something What's something weird? Colton, New York. Not that's weird, but that's specific.
Do people make money off of uploading?
So these are all, you can, yeah.
This is the one you have to pay for, though, right?
Yeah, this is, but if you needed, like, you're like, oh, I need something specific. So it looks like there's several of Colton, New York. I have no idea who these people are, but it looks like this is Cabot on Leonard Pond, Colton, St. Lawrence County, New York. I'm just saying, but it's like specific in such a way that like if you go on these big websites, if I was like, it's gonna show like skyscraper, it's gonna be like, nope. Oh, it's not even gonna try. Sometimes it starts showing me pictures of New York City or something or whatever.
You can kind of do that in Google Images, but only on desktop. You can apply filters, and one of the filters is like copyright, like royalty-free.
Watch out for that though, because I got dinged. I did that for a blog post I had, and it said it was a royalty-free image. I used it, and then I got a $350 fine from Getty Images.
Well,
just be careful with it. I don't trust it anymore because I got this was like, I don't know, and it's so funny because they linked to it, and it was like breakinglink/blog/page 34 and I'm like, they really freaking dug for this. But I used to go on Google too and double check it. But I got that off of Google, off of what I thought was royalty free. So just be careful because I don't trust them.
So did you have to pay that?
I did. My lawyer was like, it'll be more expensive to fight it. Canva has a ton of royalty free stuff too when you're in the thing. But yeah, but if you're just looking for a standalone royalty free thing, like I said, I just found like if I need something really freaking specific, that sometimes it's here. But one of my startup ideas is I want local photography. I want to be able to like share local stock photography from local photographers, get them paid. Because sometimes you're like, I want a drone view over the mall. Maybe someone took it. I'm willing to pay for it and license it from like a local photographer. But anyway, because this is the only kind of local stock photography that there really is around here. Other than ones you take yourself. All right. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming.